CityKids TV Pre-school, and today I think we should first start by doing our welcome song. If you know it, join in. Are you ready? We clap and say hello, we clap and say hello. With our friends in circle time, we clap and say hello. We wave and say hello, we wave and say hello. With our friends in circle time, we wave and say hello. We stamp and say hello, we stamp and say hello. With our friends in circle time, we stamp and say hello. We whisper and say hello, we whisper and say hello. With our friends in circle time, we whisper and say hello. Hello everyone.
Good morning, it's Jude again. Hi CityKids Preschool. Today, and for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be thinking about how big God is. First of all, I just want to remind you, do you remember this little fellow? Do you remember what he's called? This is Jonah. Last week we heard about Jonah, and you remember this. Now this is a big fish, and the big fish was sent by God to swallow Jonah up. Do you remember the story? And then Jonah decided to do what God told him to do, and that was a really, really good thing. Now in that story, God told the big fish, this might even be a whale. Whales are huge, they're bigger than a bus. Can you imagine that? So God sent a very big fish, or even a whale, to swallow Jonah up. Because God made all of the animals, he can tell them what to do. And he's bigger than any animal you can think of. What's the biggest animal you can think of? I think it might be a whale or an elephant for me. Anyway, God made those things, and he's much, much bigger than those things as well. So today we're going to learn about God and what he made. So, did you know that God is so big and so clever that he made everything? I mean, everything. He made everything. So, let's start. If you've got a bit of Play-Doh or plasticine or some, maybe even blue tack might even work. If you've got something like that, you can go and get it now, because we're going to try to make just a few really easy things whilst we talk about what God made. So, when God decided to make everything, first of all, he made the sky. So if you get some Play-Doh and squeeze it a little bit like this. Can you see this? Can you do that? That looks a bit like a cloud, doesn't it? There are clouds in the sky. God decided that's how we would have rain. So God made the sky with the clouds in it. He made the earth. That's where we live. It's a round ball. So if you get your Play-Doh again, can you roll it? You can either roll it in your hands, you can roll it around on a table, make some sort of ball shape. He even made the earth, which is the planet that we live on. Next he decided, I think we might need some water. So then get Play-Doh and squash it all out. If you're allowed to do this on a table or somewhere where it doesn't matter. If you stick some your fingers in it, it's a bit like the sea with some waves and some ripples. It might look like a pond. That's water as well, and he made all the ponds as well, and all the rivers, all the seas. He made all of that. That's amazing, isn't it? Next he decided, I think we need some plants and some greenery, and we certainly need some food and some plants to eat. So lots of our food comes from plants, doesn't it? Like apples. Should we make a ball again? See if we can make an apple. Okay, so you have to roll up your C and then see if you can do this. Or in your hands, roll, 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 roll. a blue apple. Maybe that's a massive blueberry. Actually, even blueberries aren't blue, are they? After that, he made the fish to go in the sea, in the rivers and the lakes. Now, do you remember this guy from last week? He was a big fish, wasn't he? It's quite easy to make a fish. We've got the ball already. We can just squeeze the end of it. Try and make that into a fish shape. Does that look like a fish? Maybe a little, well, a big fat tadpole that might look like as well. Do you know what tadpoles turn into? They turn into frogs. That's all the sort of thing that God made next. Everything that lives in the sea and also everything that lives in the sky. So we can then take our fish, sort of fish shape, squeeze the sides, and this can be a bird now with some wings. He made the birds in the sky. You could give it a beak, that would be better. Otherwise it looks a bit like an aeroplane, doesn't it? Still does really. But that could be like a bird in the sky. He made the birds in the sky. And then he made all of the rest of the animals on the earth. So what animals can you think of? We could do a little mouse. He made the mice. He made the elephants. Elephants are a nice one to do because you could do a nice long trunk. Let's make a ball again. Make your bird back into a ball if you can. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. You're so good at this. Now, elephants have a really long trunk, don't they? Let's see if we can pull out a really long trunk. I don't know if that's any good. Does that look a bit like an elephant's trunk? A little bit. And then we can do the ears as well. Because elephants have huge ears. Some have bigger ears than others. They've all got pretty good flappy ears. Looks a bit like Dumbo, doesn't it? There you go, you've made an elephant as well. That's amazing. Let's make that back into a ball. Very, very well done. So you see, God is so big. He made absolutely everything in this world. The mountains, can you do mountains? Those are really tall, rocky hills. I don't know if you've seen a mountain before. The valleys, that's the bit between the hills. Maybe at Devil's Dyke you've seen a really deep valley that you can walk down. He made everything. And that's because he is so big and he is so clever. So today what we want you to remember is that God is so big, he made everything. Can you say that after 3? We'll say it all together. 1, 2, 3. God is so big, he made everything. Really well done. After this we can sing a song about it and I'll show you some actions first. So next we're going to sing a song which there's a link for so you can see the video in a minute, but first I want to show you some actions that go with the song. So let's see if you can do this. The song is called My God is So Big. So let's do a big with our hands and arms. Big. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. He made the trees. Can you do trees? He made the seas, like the waves on the sea. He made the elephants too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. That's great. We've got another verse. This time we're going to do mountains, valleys and stars. And this time it says my God is so great. So we're going to take our arms as wide as we can. That's how great he is. He's greater, much greater than that as well. Okay. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. There's nothing my God cannot do. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. Oh, brilliant. Well done. Now click the link and you'll see the video that goes with that, and you can do all of those actions along with the song. Well done, CityKids Preschool. Bye for now. Bye, CityKids Preschool. Bye-bye.
CityKids TV will be back same time next week. Remember, when this episode ends, click the links below so you can have your awesome praise and worship party. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
See you later, guys.